Cybertruck! 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 So many crazy amounts of Cybertrucks! Oh my god! Are you playing the Cybertruck game? All right, so first of all, before we get into the whole playing the Cybertruck game, this is the origination of it. We have been driving electric vehicles since 2024, and the game originally, back in the day, about 10 years ago, was just find any old EV on the road and point it out. Sometimes it'd take days because there were only like 4 different EVs at the time. Our first EV, by the way, if you were wondering, was a Toyota RAV4 EV, a 2014 version of that, which actually was a partnership with Tesla. It had a Tesla motor, Tesla batteries, Tesla tech, all that stuff. It had a range of a whopping 100 miles, give or take. Usually around 90. So again, at the time, we would just be pointing out EVs on the road, just any old EV, Nissan Leaf, Toyota RAV4, I think Tesla Model S was out at the time, and there was one more. Can't think of it right now. Volts, obviously, it was mostly an EV. I mean, at the time, we couldn't be choosy. Then that game evolved into actually assigning points to each EV based on what we thought was the commonality. I should premise this, we are in Los Angeles, California, and there are more EVs here than most places, except for maybe Norway. So these games probably don't work in other parts of the country. So we went from pointing out EVs to assigning points to the EVs and pointing them out, and it was a fun family game, especially on road trips. Obviously, when Teslas became a little more prevalent and more popular, around 2018 or so, we started seeing the Model 3s come out, then eventually 2020, the Model Ys coming out, and that's when we were doing the Tesla game, which was an offshoot of the EV game, just pointing out Teslas. And then after pointing out Teslas, then we would assign points to those. Like a Model 3 would be a certain amount of points, a Model Y would be a certain amount of points. And then we realized once we got to a traffic light and there were 6 Teslas waiting there, I think the Tesla game was essentially over because it wasn't fun anymore. You know, there were just so many on the road. Again, Los Angeles, California might be different than other parts of the country or the world. Now we get to the Tesla Cybertruck game, and when they first came out, we were seeing maybe 1 a week. Then it became a couple a week, and now we're seeing usually about 1 a day, but sometimes not. So our rules currently for the Tesla Cybertruck game is, first, point one out. Cybertruck! And yes, you have to scream it out loud, even if you're alone. That's part of the fun of it. All right, so you pointed out your Cybertruck, you've got one for the day, and now the idea is to have consecutive days of seeing Cybertrucks. My wife, for instance, has a huge advantage. She has a 45-minute commute each way to and from work down one of the busiest freeways in the world, and she is starting to see lots of them, usually 1 or 2 per commute. So it's the weekends that kind of trip her up, and her streak ends on the weekends. For me, I drive mostly locally in Santa Clarita, California, and I am starting to see them ramp up, seeing more and more of them, mostly wrapped, by the way. They're not the silver color for some reason. Everybody seems to wrap them, you know, blue or Iron Man or matte black or whatever. I like the white, actually. It's kind of cool. So that said, I think my highest streak has been 6 days. I haven't been able to manage a week. I think my wife is around the same because, again, the weekends trip her up and she doesn't see as many as she does on her commutes. Obviously, I think this game is going to have to evolve a little bit once we start seeing more and more Cybertrucks on the road and we get the streak for weeks. We're going to see 1 per day. I think I have an idea to elevate the game to the next level. Next up is how many Cybertrucks per day I think we can add to the game, and that way we can count them for the week and say I saw, I don't know, 40 of them this week, and see which family member sees the most per week. Oh, and by the way, this is all on the honor system, and all 4 of us are playing it. Myself, my wife, and my 2 kids. We're all playing it, and we have different levels of success so far. All right, so that is the Cybertruck game. Are you playing this game? Are you playing a variation of this game? Are you playing an EV game or a Tesla game? Let us know down in the comments. I'd love to know maybe your different rules or different plays of the game. I'm not sure if we're playing it right or if we're the only ones playing this. I have a feeling other people are playing this game, especially with their kids, especially on road trips. It kind of, you know, passes the time and makes it fun. As always, thank you so much for watching another one of our videos. I know this is a little bit different, but I just want to kind of throw this out there, have a little fun video out there, have a little fun with this game, and see if maybe we can elevate the game, get different rules in there, and all that sort of stuff. So let us know down in the comments. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. I know every YouTuber out there is asking, but you know what? It takes seconds out of your day, and it truly means the world to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Cybertruck!